I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear.
Hello racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the May the 31st races, Sunday, May the 31st. Final day of May, scheduled to be another fantastic day at the races. Weather's supposed to be great. We'd have 8 races today, and only 1 week till Triple Crown.
The countdown is on for American Pharoah to try and do it for the first time in 37 years.
Yeah, since affirmed.
Break the drought and try and win it. Again, as we mentioned at the end of yesterday's show, 536-2978, still some room available.
Room available, get
here.
it. If you're not out at Hastings, get out here to the Derby Bar and Grill. If you're anywhere out in the valley, it'll be an enjoyable time. Let's get right into the card, Drew. Race number 1, field of 6. $16,000 3-year-olds here.
Good race.
It is non-2, non-3 lifetime going. They're sprinting 6.5 to kick off the double. I ended up on the 2-horse Look at Me. I'm gonna try this one.
I had him in there and I ended up throwing him out, but
That's
yeah,
a tough
absolutely.
race. I changed my more scribbles on here.
Yeah, I had him on
Taylor,
top at first.
Brother Duster, and
him,
everything. Yeah. But I did go to Look at Me. I just think that the pace presence might be. I think the 1's going to go, the 3 goes, the 5 goes. I think that's enough for the 2-horse Look at Me, who has had no pace help last time at Golden Gate in his final start for trainer Keith DeSormo. Obviously a private purchase by Dave Milburn and Don Muldoon.
Who've done very well over the years.
Oh, they've done great.
Bringing horses up from
Golden Gate. Well, this horse was running well at the end of the race, but they ran the last part of that 5.5 furlong race very fast. It just looks like there could be a little better pace help for this horse, and I'm going to try him. I'm going to go to the 2 to win it. But the 1-horse, Cleared to Victory, who bested all of the speed in that non-2, non-3 allowance last time, defeated Brother Duster, just was under constant pressure and did well to be 4th. I'm going to put him in for 2nd, and I put Brother Duster on the class draw for 3. Both of them are dropping. It's going to be easier for them, and I could see either one of them being real forces in here. I went 2, 1, and 5.
I ended up on the 5, Brother Duster. I just threw out that last race. Pedro seemed to be fighting with him early.
He's 3 wide, the whole race.
He's 3 wide. He got him behind horses. He didn't seem to like it. Today he's going to go. And if he can get back to that race that he ran, the first maiden special weight, I like his chances. Anita Bolton, look for her to start winning races. She's at 20% right now, and she usually bats even a little bit higher than that. Yeah. I like Brother Duster on top. I put the 4 Cognac in the 2nd spot. Interesting that, I'm sure Hamill had his choice. He could have rode the 1, Cleared to Victory, who I like in here. But I bet he's been working this horse for Dino, and he takes a shot on here. A nice 47-2 work on May the 22nd. To sharpen him up a little bit, I'm going to give Cognac a shot in here. And the 3rd horse, Cleared to Victory, as you mentioned, made the lead in that Mighty Fraser race. He drops down to the 16,000 level with Keyshawn Bell-Gobin. I got him in the 3rd spot. 5, 4, and 1 for me in the 1st. On the 2nd, another tough race. Another one I went a lot of ways. 3-year-olds and up, 8,000, going 1 mile and a 16th. And I went with the 5, Talket's Charm. He's won 17 races in his lifetime. Dave Dahl had a good campaign with him last year. Richard Hamill rides. I'm sure Richard had other options in here. And I just think it's going to be a good pace between Honestly Ossifer, Say Fabulous, and I think he can close late and get there. I put Say Fabulous in the 2nd spot. He's got an out this year. It was sprinting. He's not a sprinter. He is distance speed. And he's won 3 races at the distance. I look for him and probably, honestly, Ossifer to go out, set the pace. I got Talket's Charm to run him down. Safe Elvis in the 2nd spot. And honestly, Ossifer, who Pedro Alvarado re-rides back. Good 2nd behind Leo's in the house last time. That was a good 8,000, and he made good account of himself from there. I went 5, 4, and 2.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble. I did not like this race at all. I ended up on the 2, honestly, Ossifer. I don't know. He hasn't been as good as he was last year, but at least he ran 2nd. I don't think he liked being on the inside. Unfortunately, he's on the inside again today. But if he goes and he won routing here last year when he got a pedestrian pace at 48 and 4 to 114.
Yeah.
But I just think he's going to get a little pace. Presence, but I don't think he needs the lead. I think he's the best horse in the race. I'm going to try him to win it. I put the 3-horse I'm Big Trouble in for 2nd. He's a cool horse that got trapped in behind a slow pace last time. I had no chance against Where's Henry. They went 23, 46, and 4. He was rallying between horses, getting out of the trying to avoid all the deadwood that was backing up into him, and he did well to be 3rd. And I just know this horse is a hard trier. He likes going along, and I think he's going to get a good trip in behind, honestly, Ossifer, Say Fabulous, and even Teddy the Bear has a lot of speed.
Yeah.
I think he could be a potential for this horse to get set up and win it. And the 5-horse, Talkett's Charm, he's always honest. I don't know
He'll
why.
come running late, yeah.
I don't know why I picked him in the 3rd spot. He's got 15 starts at Hastings. He's got 8 wins and no seconds, no thirds. But I either pick him first or
He's
no.
all or nothing.
But he's 8 for 15 here. I mean, that's a sensational
impressive.
record. And Dave Dahl's got a lot of those wins. So Richard Hamill rides. Wouldn't be surprised to see this horse win it. I'm going to be playing 3 horses for sure in the early pick 4. 2, 3, and 5 for me in the second. On to the 3rd race. Fillies and Mares 25,000. So we are our feature event of the weekend. Going to go 6.5. I ended up on the 3-horse, or pardon me, not the 3-horse, the 5-horse Hidden Harbor. Makes her first start of the season. Pretty classy mare that just wins races. Another one with a real win machine. 7 for 13 here at Hastings. Just loves our Hastings Oval, and been working well for trainer Tracy McCarthy. Pedro Alvarado rides, and I just think this horse is pretty live in here. Doesn't face a tough group. A lot of these horses switched out of other races that didn't go. They were non-2 allowances, and Hidden Harbor is the one that's going to benefit getting in against a lot easier competition. I put the 4-horse Heads I Win in for second. Coming up from Golden Gate Fields, this horse has had a couple of works since heading to the Barb Heads barn. Did win a starter 40, 2 starts back. Tried the grass last time, that didn't work out. But Mark Buchanan will ride, and he's off to a great start this year. Might get a good pace to run at, so I'm going to put the 4-horse Heads I Win in for second. And the 7-horse Sabrina coming in, won a non-2 at Seattle. Those aren't the toughest races in the world. But
she did it silently.
She did it nicely, and if she can get the lead, that's fine. But I don't see her getting the lead in here. But Hey Did You Notice is fast. Attack 'em April's fast. Hidden Harbor's quick. Flare Miss was impressive fast. 22 and 145. The post was the only concern with me with Sabrina, not the talent. She's good enough to win for the Swift Thoroughbreds and Dino. But I'm going to go 5, 4, and 7 in a very, once again, not a race I fell in love with.
I got the same horses. I did put Heads I Win on top. 2 seconds and then a win, and those allowance 40s at Golden Gate. Those are tough races.
Those are the races for horses that have broke their maidens for 40, but they're claiming horses. But sometimes you can catch some pretty tough horses.
Yeah, down there they run some pretty tough horses at you for maiden 32.
Yeah, no, and then those races come up tough.
And then you get into these races, which are very tough. And to run 2 seconds and then a win in one of those. Right. She comes in fit. I'll just toss her last race on the turf. I think she's well mentioned here. I put Hidden Harbor in the second spot because she doesn't have a start this year. She's coming off the bench and trying to get involved with horses that have been running. That's why I give the nod to Heads I Win. Hidden Harbor in second. She's super classy. And I put Sabrina, same horse as you, in the 3rd spot. Nice win at Emerald Downs. Got a big 72 buyer for that one, but I don't know if she'll get the lead today. What do I have? 4, 5, and 7 for me in the 3rd. On the 4th, a maiden 4,000, going 6.5 for 3-year-olds and up. Big field of 11 in here. I landed on the 7, Peyton's Command, out of Hall of Fame trainer Harold Barraby's barn. Ran a big race last time against a well-meant Fort Vancouver. Actually got ahead of him in the lane, and Fort Vancouver came back on to just beat him by a half length. First start out, I think he gets a lot out of that. I like Peyton's in Command on the top spot. I put the 5, Always a Sunrise. Was running for 12.5. Again, down at Golden Gate. Those can be tough races, those 12.5s. And 3 seconds on his resume in those races. However, that was last summer, so he's making his first start of the year, which is why I went to the 7. And the 3rd spot, I put the 3 Jockey Style out of the Tracy McNeil barn. I thought made good account of himself in that first out. Only got beat 3 lengths in that Fort Vancouver Peyton's Command race. Looked like he was getting the lead at the head of the lane and kind of probably just got a little tired because that was his first race of the year for the son of Macho Uno. I went 7, 5, and 3 in the 4th.
Yeah, I went to a bit of I agree with your picks. I mean, I think you're bang on. I just went to a bit of a stranger in here, the 1-horse Marouk. The horse started back in October of 2013. They ran up for 25,000. And the horse, didn't run great. Then had a year off, showed amazing speed, and was out there battling on the pace, tired to run 3rd. I know those weren't the best of horses, Fashionista and Whaley's Command, but I mean, this is not the toughest crew either.
Yeah.
But at least the horse isn't coming in October. Running against horses have been running all year. It's finally coming in May against horses that have had 1 or 2 starts. But and a good string of works. I just like the works. David Lopez, who's off to a great start, gets the call. And the Rob Van Overschot's barn has been doing well. So I'm going to try this one to defeat the 7, Peyton's Command, and the 5. Always a Sunrise. So we were top 2 picks. I agree with everything you said. Always a Sunrise is, he's been off for a year, but he's not facing a tough crew. He has to be alive in here, and same as Peyton's Command. I went 1, 5, and 7 in the 4th. On the 5th race, started your late pick 4. I ended up on the 1-horse Dream Baby on the big class strap. A little concerned. Another field of 11 here. Wow, we get a lot of big fields today. Dream Baby, though, good 3rd place run against much better company. Surfaces for 4, though, that is a little alarming. But I'm going to put her on top. I put the 5-horse Miss Heatheridge. 2nd run off the claim. And didn't get a great trip last time against Slow Fractions. Might get a better pace scenario in here for Miss Heatheridge, and this one might improve. And I put the 8, Jazz Unlimited, who is likely going to be one of the choices. I just don't like taking horses coming from a million miles out of it in 11-horse fields and short price on it. So that's my main concern with the 8-horse Jazz Unlimited. Good enough to win, but going to need a lot of luck to weave through 11 horses. Yeah. So I went 1, 5, and 8.
Yeah, I agree with Dream Baby. A lot of people liked her. She was well backed. Only 3-1 for 12-5 against Curious Gal and CA Miss last time. And a lot of people had her picked on top. I know that they were hoping for big things for her that day. Now she drops in for 4,000. I think she's absolutely the horse to beat in here. The 2nd spot, I went to the 10, Victoria's Spirit. Chase Ka-Ching Cash the whole way around there. Got by her, ran a big race, and got beat. Clarice B circled the field and ran away from them that day. But I thought that was a big race for her. She took a big step forward off her first out of the year. I like Victoria's Spirit in the 2nd spot. And the 3rd spot, I went to the 8, Jazz Unlimited, as you mentioned. 2 seconds already this year at Hastings. She is going to be coming from out of it, but she always seems to hit the board, so I put her in there. I got 1, 10, and 8 in the 5th. On the 6th, 3-year-old fillies for 16,000. I went to the 4, Bullet. Dino made a very aggressive play with her earlier this year. She was running in maiden special weights, even a stake in her career. Dropped her in for 8,000, and she made absolutely no mistake, winning by 7 lengths or 6 1/4, but just absolutely romped. That was a big drop down. A jump up to 16, I don't think is out of her realm. And I like Bullet in here with jockey Richard Hamill for Dino Condolinos. The 2nd spot, I put the 3, 4th in Command. Again, I'm sure Richard had his choice. He's stuck with Bullet. But 4th in Command ran against the boys last time. Actually, run against the boys every start of her life. Against Mighty Fraser and cleared to victory. Now she gets in against 3-year-old fillies and for 16,000. I think 4th in Command will be tough. And the 3rd spot, I put I Believe in Angel out of the always tough Anita Bolton barn. 1 start last year in a maiden special weight and won it. That was only going 3.5. She's probably got speed. She's on the rail. Pedro's going to go. Nice work in 103 on May 21st for the Felicellas. I got her in the 3rd spot. 4, 3, and 1 for me.
Yeah, tough race here. Another difficult handicapping assignment because there's really no one here that I don't think stands out on paper at this level. This is a non-3 lifetime again, and I went to the 3, 4th in Command solely because the horse has speed, and as you mentioned, been running against the boys in all 3 of his starts. Finally gets in against her own sex against the fillies, and it gets Keyshawn Bell go. I think this horse goes to the front and plays Catch Me If It Can. Lost to next out winner Mighty Fraser. I mean, this horse, I thought, ran a very, very good race against the boys last time, and I think this is the one that should be pretty dangerous. I agree with the 4-horse Bullet. Nice easy win against maiden 8s, but you should win for fun against maiden 8s. But maybe the horse needed a confidence boost, got it, and might be able to move forward again because this horse was running against some pretty nice horses last year, as well as their stablemate, the 2 Biscuit. But I did put the 1 I Believe in Angel in for 3rd. For Anita Bolton, goes first time Lasix, undefeated. Just the one run going 3.5 furlongs. Works are good, but she does surface for 16, and trainer Anita Bolton knows where to spot her horses. So I went 3, 4, and 1. I left a 7 Chic Bird off the ticket. Here's a horse that could be in the mix. It's a good little race, and if the all button might be the one to play in the sixth race, just because it's kind of a muddled race that doesn't really have any definition to it. You don't know who's going to be where in a race, and you need to know that when you're handicapping at Hastings at the position. And it's just kind of a tough race on paper to handicap. It's so lightly raced. But I did go 3, 4, and 1. On to the 7th race. Got some $4,000 claimers. Got lots of for them here, and got 9 of them. No real mystery as to where a lot of these horses will be placed in the race. They're going 6.5. I like the 8 horse Vying for Glory. Going to go back to him to win it. No luck with the trip last time from the inside. This horse was stuffed in behind a slow pace, shuffled back, steadied at the quarter, rallied for 5th, but there's nothing this horse could do. Didn't get beat all that far actually for 3rd. Horse actually ran up a really good race. That was just his first start of the year, so I'm willing to follow him back. Richard Hamill sticks with him. Put the speedy number 5, Reyes Reno, in for 2nd. I thought he battled pretty hard against wasn't a fast pace, but he was a little wide, and I thought this horse, deserves another one that just had the 1 start, and might be worth following back. And I put the 4 Step Up in for 3rd. Looked to me to be the best of the rest. I didn't love anyone, but I really like the 8 Vying for Glory. Might be my pick 4 key for the late pick 4. I went 8, 5, and 4.
I got different horses. I do have Vying for Glory in for 3rd spot. I went with Proxy Man. I thought that was a good 8,000 he came out of. It was his first start of the year. He ran against London, Brother Chunky Lookout Dubai, who came back and won stylishly. He only got beat 3 3/4, and now he drops down for 4,000 for a good outfit. Keyshawn Belgobin riding well right now. And I think into a softer race like this, he has a much better shot. So I got Proxy Man on top. The 2nd spot, I put Chapel Boy. I liked him last time. It went off at 8-1 in that Where's Henry race, and didn't really have much of a shot. It was his first out. Last year, he finished off the meet with a couple back-to-back wins, and I like the fact that he has an out now. Maybe the 2nd race, he moves forward a little bit under Sean Savici, who's going good as well. And the 3rd spot, your horse Vying for Glory. Maybe I probably should have had him higher, but McPherson has 2 in here. Hamill lands on that one. Vying for Glory in the 3rd spot. I went 2, 9, and 8 in the 7th race. On to the 8th, another tough one. Fillies and Mares, 8 of them in the 8th, going for 8,000, triple 8s. Going 6.5 furlongs. I had a lot of trouble with this race. Like Clarice B, I know your top pick. I had her in there, and I ended up leaving her out, which could be a big mistake. I went with Bluegrass Miss. Not only has she never run for a price before, now she drops in for 8,000. A well-bred daughter of Bluegrass Cat. 2 wins to her credit. Won an allowance race against the boys last year in mid-season. She's probably going better long, but even she ran in an allowance race in the middle of July last year against Champagne Gal, Habita, Flatter You. That was a decent race. She only got beat 4 lengths. Now she drops in for 8,000. Mike Anderson going great guns right now. So I put her on top. I put the 8 Farniente out of the Craig McPherson barn. Another one last year that was very tough around here. I won a maiden special weight over Xenia, and I dig that. Then won an allowance race straight after that. Then they sent her to Woodbine, and maybe she didn't like the poly track there because she worked her way down the ladder, ended up starting for 8,000 with our good old friend Jerry Olguin aboard. Got beat 4 lengths that day. She's had the winner off. She comes back in good hands. She seems to like this track. For 8,000, I didn't want to leave Farniente out. And the 3rd spot, I put I Dig That out of the John Snow Barn. Another one making an all-time low for her price. And she's got speed. She gets Keyshawn Belgobin, who won on the lead last time. And if she shakes away and gets alone on the lead by herself, she could be very dangerous. I went 7, 8, and 6 in a mixed bag in the last.
Oh, no, it's another tough race. And because we have 3 totally different horses. I've gone to the 4 Clarice B. He took a shot.
I know. I didn't want to leave her out, but I did because she didn't really belong for 4,000 last time. And absolutely crushed him.
And I just think she's that better horse. I don't know why she was in for 4. I mean, taking a shot and they got away with it. There's not a lot of claiming going on. I know, and she's back up for 8. And this American string wins together. She's shown that she likes our track, and I'm going to try her to win it against horses that still have to find their way against older horses. A lot of them have done good things against straight 3-year-olds, but when you hit the older mares, it's a different ball game. So I'm going to try her. I put the 1 Closing Intentions in for 2nd. I can see her winning. Good string of works for Patty Leaney. Started the season off with a win for 16,000 last year, and this horse has got some talent.
Yeah, she's okay.
didn't only won the one race, but still might be the speed of the party. I don't see a ton of speed in here other than me. Well, actually, Rachel Run and I dig that are fast, but I think Closing Intentions is versatile enough to do whatever. And I put the 5-horse Rachel Run in for third. Pardon me. Nice win for $4,000. At least she has a good, comfortable win. She's got 5 wins in a row now, or 4 wins in a row, and certainly. It's contagious. Winning is contagious, especially with the mares.
Especially with girls. I find more than boys,
Yeah, and Rachel Run will be 8 Pedro rides. I know Hamill departs for the 8 Farniente, but that's Mike's got live horses, so does Craig, but it kind of might be a barn move because I know Richard really is the first call rider for Craig, and he rides a lot for Mike Anderson, who's off to a great start, but still, that might be a bit of a barn move. And I dig that. I'd put in for 4th. I can see this horse a little, gaps in her works, but still a horse that
nice 59
could win in
3
here. I went 4, 1, and 5 to close out the Sunday program. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday, May the 31st races at Hastings. Next up on screen will be a quick look at our recap of our selections. Back in race number 1, I went to the 2-horse Look at Me over the 1 and 5. Race number 2, I went to the 2 again. Honestly, Ossifer in a tough race. I went 2, 3, 5, and I think I'm going to play all 3 of them. And the 3rd race, I went to the 5 Hidden Harbor over the 4 Heads I Win and the 7 Sabrina. The 4th race, I went to the 1 Marook over the 5 Always a Sunrise, and the 7 Peyton's Command. Race 5 that started late, pick 4. Went to the 1 Dream Baby on the big class drop, 158 for me. 6th race, I went to the 3 Fourth in Command over the 4 Bullet and the 1 I Believe in Angel. Race number 7, I'm going to go with the 8, another one of my better bets of the day. You can't love every race, but I do like this horse, the 8 Vying for Glory, 8, 5, and 4. And the 8th and final, another one I really like, the 4 Clarice B. I'm going to go 4, 1, and 5 on the Drew's picks.
Alrighty, in the first, I went to the 5 Brother Dust over the 4 and the 1. In the second, I went to the 5 Talk Its Charm over the 4 and the 2. In the third, I went to the 4 Heads I Win over the 5 and the 7. In the fourth, I went to the 7 Peyton's Command over the 5 and the 3. In the fifth, I'm with Mike on number 1 Dream Baby over the 10 and the 8. In the sixth, I went to number 4 Bullet over the 3 and the 1. In the seventh, I went to the 2 Proxy Man over the 9 and the 8. And in the nightcap, the 8th, I went to the 7 Bluegrass Miss over the 8 and the 6.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicappers Corner. I'd like to remind everyone, of course, next Saturday,
Belmont Day,
Belmont Day, June the 6th, going to be a lot of fun. Can American Pharoah win the Triple Crown? That'll be interesting. Also,
I hope so.
Also closing stake. I got 4 stakes closing for the 3-year-old colts, 3-year-old fillies, both sprints. And the older geldings and older mares are both route races. We have 4 stakes races closing at Hastings on Saturday as well for you horsemen watching the show. So just a quick reminder, this Saturday, May the 30th, the nominations do close. So don't forget, 536-2978. Get your reservations to be here for Belmont Day. See if you can see something that hasn't been seen in 37 years. A Triple Crown winner. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Barn Grill.